Hello lovelies, and welcome to my hand painted nail art class. You'll see in front of you a hand and some nails. I've gone with these nails tonight because I don't really use them on people anymore, but they have a nice full coverage. So when I put them on the finger, it'll cover all the way up and look kind of like a natural nail. So go through your collections and find the sizes for your fingers. You'll also find a little bauble of blue tack, and that's to stick the nails on with. And yes, I know I'd planned this class for a while and kept having to cancel. I have to apologise. To say I've been unwell probably be the understatement of the year. We may have a little bit of trouble with the thumb hitting this finger. Let's have a look now. I think this is the tiniest one. Looks to be. What number does it say? 3, 6, 9. Okay, so grab the nails that correspond with the size of the fingernail and stick them on. And if you don't have exact ones, near enough is good enough. It's just to practice a nice nail art design. Looking pretty sinister and cool already. Probably a tad bit small, but for the purpose of what I plan, that's no problem. And yes, that's working fine. Good. If it's the thumb and doesn't quite hit that finger, still will be slightly tricky to paint. But I have faith in my ability to get that done. And so aside from my ailments, how's everybody else been? Oh, I lost another one. Has life been good to you? I see. Got mixed things going on here, that makes sense. We all have different lifestyles, different pressures, different things occurring for us. Now, when I spoke to you, did a bit of a poll, you talked about how you like the fact that it's quite trendy right now for people to put many different colours on their nails. Sort of a 4-colour combo. Two here, two there, something. It can be very varied depending on the colours and the person's preference. Some of these nails I think will need more blue tack. They're just not sitting quite how I need them to. Now, this person here, sadly, has no lifeline, no headline, no heartline. It's very sad. Okay, so we have a lovely array of colours. Lots and lots of gorgeous colours to choose from. Feel free to have a wander around and gather your selection. Okay, so we've all chosen our colours. I've got here a lovely range of blues. Not quite sure exactly what the plans are. But I'm thinking baby blue on the pinky, silver on the ring bling, and you're going to be marbled. I'll show you all how to do that. So I think I'll go with a navy for the pointer. I think a dark with the thumb, but I'm wondering, do I want to go with that blue or that blue? What I'll do is I'll have an open of each and see. Oh, that's pretty nice. It's a nice sort of royal midnight blue. It's a little bit too thin. It'll go well with the marbling. Okay, so to begin with, we start with the base coat. What the base coat does... Ooh! That hurt my ears. I think that hurt the ears of everybody in the neighbourhood. We start with the base coat because base coat stops the colour from bleeding into your natural nail. Now obviously these are fake nails, plastic nails, doesn't really matter, but let's stick with the proper steps anyway. Now what I would like to do is rest my hand. Will this work? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, base coat. So who here can talk and paint at the same time? Great. Tell me, what's some of the things you've been up to lately? That sounds really cool. Yeah, nice. I love that for you. Ah, yes, it's funny you should ask about my new lamp, the one that I unboxed. It turns out that when I turn it on, it affects the sound in the camera. I'll turn it on and see what happens. Now, audibly, I can't hear anything, but when I play back on the camera, it's funny. Let's have a listen. And now I haven't figured out if it only makes a sound when the camera is also plugged in and being charged, but when I play it back, I'll soon find out. But it's a very random thing. A noise that occurs that I can't hear. I love it. It's slightly tricky trying to get right up to the end without painting the other nail, and so you couldn't go too long with that nail on the hand. In real life, of course, you can go with the nails as long as you want them. Some people really love those really long stilettos that look like they're gonna stab you. They look so good, but I don't know how anybody manages living with them. How could you do anything? It'd be so tricky. Generally speaking, by the time you've gotten to here, this one will be dry. So let's go in with the colour I've chosen for that one. It's good even when it's on the ground. It doesn't touch my special nail art cloth. The cloth that I use to wipe the brush on. So, baby blue. Let's have a look. Unfortunately, the shade, the sun, the light is coming from that angle, but I think we get the gist. And we want to go all the way to the edges. Nice. I like that blue. It's soft and yet dark. Just gonna tip it this way a bit because it seems to be running down the nail. And ordinarily a person would just have their hand flat like so. Hey presto. Silver. I really like this silver. It's magnetic. I was thinking glitter, but I think magnetic is just as good. Look at that. So metallic, that's the word I'm looking for. Magnetic, metallic, hey, they both start with M. So I like to start in the middle of the nail and then work my way down. I'm gonna lie, it's randomly far more difficult in cards they can than it is a real hand. I think because I can't quite turn it the way that I need. But I do really like that. And there's such an interesting combo together. Unusual and different. I'm going to save the middle finger for last. So what colour did I decide? This kind of navy, royal navy, what would you call this, teal? Reminds me of navy blue. What would you call them? Baby blue, sky blue, metallic teal. Navy and midnight. Okay. Oh, I like this colour already. Oh, it's very thin. Quite a sheer consistency. Was not expecting that. It'll be fascinating. Oh, it doesn't help either that my illness. I'm seeing a doctor in a few days, so there's that, but it's also giving me the shakes. It's crazy. So crazily unwell. Alright. Nice, rich, thick midnight blue. This one here I think is Rimmel. Kate Moss was advertising this colour. So if Kate Moss wears it, it must be good. Actually, no, I think it might have been Mick Jagger's daughter, actually. And is it terrible that I don't know her name? Somebody Jagger. I'm sure other ways she's got the moves like Jagger. Normally I wouldn't paint up the nail, but because I'm trying to avoid that one. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the marbling. Have myself a tile and a dotting tool. I think those dots are too small actually. Let me just put that hand aside so I don't ponk it over. Knowing me, quite the klutz I am. I think this size bauble. That's a good size dot. Not too big, not too small. We can have a play around with them anyway. So, to marble, I'm going to go in with a base coat. A little bit of a trick with nail polishes. If they don't have a little metallic something inside them, get yourself some little ball bearings, put them inside the polish. Helps mix it up as the ball bearing moves around and rumbles and tumbles. And it's cool that it's this finger because they get to show everybody later, which can be quite comical. Alright, so let me just again put the hand down and let me prepare. So I'm going to go in with the colours that I've already used. I'm not sure about the dark blue. I might go with this one and some silver. Okay, so on just a regular base coat, I'm hoping this one will be sheer, not too thin. Perfect, but just enough to put a base coat on. Give the colours something to run along with. So dot, dot. Start off with less, you can always add more later. Get our Fatty Boom Boom dotting tool. And we're just going for random dots. Just plonking them wherever. Wherever you feel some colour needs to go. medium blue, dark blue, kind of giving that lizard appearance. And you can see the colours are bleeding into each other. Finish off with a little bit of silver, which I think will help tie it all together nicely because it's thinner and runnier than the other colours. And you might have been wondering why you had some brushes. This is to help make some patterns in the nails. Now my shaky hands doesn't help. And just bleed those colours into each other, spreading them around. Grab some more colour if you feel you need it. Nice, it's kind of giving that petals kind of vibe to it. The way that I draw a line in the middle gives it petals, nice petally appearance. And I probably had more than enough, but went a bit crazy. Sometimes less is more. And this marbling technique will work even better if you are making a gel nail. Gel's really nice and runny. So there we go. We kind of got a statement nail in the middle of them. So now we'll do our second coat. And I did bonk that bit. As I said, very clumsy. I think of all the blues that I've used, I like that one the most. I don't know why. Just randomly appealing to me. Alright, silver. Yes, polka dots are really trendy right now. That's true. And that's another thing that you could do. You could grab one of the colours and then make polka dots, like that blue polka dots on that one, that blue polka dots on that one. Really just have a nice little play around with it. Alright, which was the one that I used? Not a thin one that I wouldn't have thought was thin, but randomly you are. Generally speaking, you want to go in with 2 coats unless the person is looking for sheer coverage. Just depends on their preference. I think that does look quite nice now that it's on there, a little bit darker. Navy. Randomly that song, In the Navy, just popped into my head. It is very random. In the Navy. Again, don't normally paint downwards, but I did get some on there, but I do like that really dark Kate/Jagger rebel colour. It's really cool. So then we go with the top coat. The top coat's really lovely to pull it all together. Sometimes you might have a streaky polish. You put a top coat on and it smooths it out. Give it a different top coat. One's a bit too gluggy for my liking. Not all top coats are created equal, and oh no, it's evening out. And some are thicker than others. Now we'll do the other colours first. I do like this blue, but I think it'd be really lovely actually with some silver decals on it, like spots or a flower or something. Ooh. Did not just happen. Alright, so saving it for last. Coloured finger. Let's see how it looks once it's clear overcoat. think that looks nice. It's pulled the colours in together, smoothed out the edges. A nice sort of marbling that you can do with just regular varnish. So there we have our multicoloured nail designs. And I like some of the colours that you've all gone with over there. Some olive green and beige, some pinks, oranges, yellows, reds. So many different choices. Yeah. So there you go, people. Nice, simple nail art that you can do yourself at home. Nice to have a little bit of fun. Play around. In a fun and informal group setting. Let me know if you have any questions, and if there's a particular style of nail art you'd like to cover next. Maybe some spots, polka dots, or flowers, swirls. Feel free to let me know and leave any feedback, much appreciated. Lovely to see you again, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.